I used to be able to pretend that everything was okay. I'd tell myself I was just having a crap day. That things could only get better. But I wasn't as strong as you think.
There's a short circuit in my head. 16 years of malfunction thanks to faulty wires. Supercharged current overloading a path of low resistance exceeding capacity. It's burning out the fuses, tripping the breakers. Never been good with words. I prefer to tap. It's simple, predictable, but not all taps are made equal, you know. No. They're jam-packed with meaning. Note the syncopation. How the emphasis is on the downbeat. That means, hurry up, I'm excited. That's the tap for I've just poured myself into a heart attack. Often featured in maths class. Hang on, here's the best one. I give up. No, that's what the tap means. It's what the wrestlers do when they've had enough. They don't shout help or I surrender. No way. They tap out and the match is over. Simple. Sometimes I feel like tapping out. No, calm down. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying tapping gives me something to focus on, something meaningful. You know those really sad movies where the kid's dog dies and you sit there all misty-eyed thinking, I don't even cry. Where's this shit coming from? Or someone trips when they're walking and you crack up, even though there's a little voice in your head that says, hope they didn't hurt themselves. It's instinct. Your body doing something without your head telling it to. Listen. Do you hear that? You gotta pay attention. It's soft, just a murmur really. Whenever I think of Freya, it's there. This rhythm. It's strong and steady with reverb. It's like a techno beat racing my heart that skips and holds, cutting in when I least expect it, flipping timeskeeters left and right, breaking all the rules. Last night at the party, I watched Freya from across the room, twirling her hair around her finger, giggling, eyes wide open, taking in everyone and everything around her. And I thought, this is it. This is the night I'm gonna finally tell her how I feel. It took forever to take those steps. And when I finally rocked up and looked in her eyes, all I could think was, you're my hub. You're my connection. But I couldn't get the words out. The thoughts were right here, but the formations were too fast, too random. I love you. See? Short circuit. I don't talk like other people. I don't think like other people. Dad's always telling me it's good to be different, so why is school trying to make us all the same? Friendly, sporty, smart. Oh, like Mason, poster boy for school captain. You know, doctors do it too. Use big words like something has to be named to be understood. Labels that put people in boxes as though our differentness is all the same. So all the normal people can feel comfortable in their discomfort, so they can understand. So you can understand something that can't possibly be understood unless it's in your head, unless you're living it every single moment of every day. You say I'm on the spectrum? That I'm different, but different to who? You? Spectrum's a bullshit word. It's a rainbow with no start or finish, something that makes you feel good, but when you reach out to touch it, nothing's there. I don't want any meds. I don't want to even out my mood. I don't want a patch job. I need to increase capacity to prevent overload. It's simple engineering. No meds are going to show me how to connect, how to find the right words to express how I feel. Language is tricky. It's meant to bring people together, but I reckon it does the opposite. Because the words don't have meaning. It's the emotion that comes behind them. They're the chords that make you weep when caressed on a violin, that get your toes tapping when strummed on a banjo. I reckon I can work things out on my own, if I can just find the rhythm. I just need to learn the beats and the stresses, the run-ons and pauses, so I know the words and patterns that make sense. The ones that produce a sound so pure when they come together in perfect harmony.
Hi, I'm Freya. I'm 15 and in year 10. That's right, only 2 more years to go. I play guitar and netball, and I have the greatest friends. What do I want to be? Well, I'm leaning towards law, but commerce is my backup. Who knows, maybe I'll do both. That's me at school. Smiling like I've got everything under control. But I don't. Problem is, everyone thinks you have to be bleeding or bandaged to be in pain. Like if they can't see the damage, it's not real. If you could see inside my head, you'd know it's real. Tsunamis, terrorism, global warming, war, bushfires, nuclear attacks, drink spiking, date rape, serial killers, cyclones. You think it's funny, like none of this stuff is going to happen, don't you? But it could happen. You can't guarantee that it won't. My head's not flipping me out about shit far away. It's choking me with stuff closer to home. My grades, my future, why my friends are bitching about me. No one understands me. How can they when I don't even understand me? You want to know what anxiety feels like? It feels like all the cells in my body are colliding. Like I'm running an obstacle course that never ends and my heart can't keep up. Anxiety is every nerve in my body on fire, acid coursing through my veins, all the hair on my head bursting through the follicles, each strand pushing with all its might, desperate to break through, to not be smothered. Anxiety is when I gulp and swallow, but there's no air, because my lungs are crushed by fear, knowing it's around every corner. Waiting, and the second I let my guard down, all the thoughts crammed in my head explode and I can't feel anything. Except the sting of my fingernails gouging my skin, telling me I'm still here. Fight or flight doesn't make any sense, because in the moment you can't do either. So I do the only thing I can. I cover my head, and I don't even care if I suffocate, because I'm suffocating every single day. And then I scream away all the bad thoughts. They're all so deafening it shakes the walls. But no one hears me. No one ever hears me. I know it's normal to feel a bit anxious now and again. But is it normal to only see the bad things in the world? To magnify everything till it's so blurry I can't even remember what I'm afraid of? Anxiety's tricky, because most of the time I look just like everyone else. And if I tell anyone what's inside my head, that I'm dying inside, that I can't breathe, they say, "Freya, can you just be happy for once?" Or they laugh like I'm some drama queen and walk away. And that's worse. So I put on my mask to make everyone comfortable. Happiness is contagious, because if I'm smiling on the outside, everything's gotta be okay on the inside, right? I watched the daily parade at lunch today. Mason coming up the path, beaming, everyone following him like he's Jesus. Another day in the life of school captain. He turned to me and smiled as he walked past. And I wondered if he was wearing a mask too. Then the bell rang. Mr. Del Vecchio came out of nowhere and asked me, "Are you okay?" My ears heard him all right, but I couldn't take my eyes off of this long, wiry hair poking out from his baseball cap and a little smidge of tomato sauce he had right here. I screamed inside, trying to get my head and heart and every muscle in my body to work together to find the words to tell him, no, I wasn't okay. I wasn't okay at all. I opened my mouth, but my jaw clenched, trapping the words at the back of my throat. And when they finally escaped, they didn't sound like my words at all. I'm fine, really. No one can understand what's in my head. Except maybe this one girl at school. Reva or Rena or something like that. She's always plugged in, posing, music blasting so loud that everyone knows her playlist. It smells so big it can't be real. Sometimes I want to go up and check out her mask. To see if she's tuning in or tuning out. To see if she loves the noise or if it's the silence that scares her. Well, I'll take her silence. I crave the stillness. no triggers, no inputs, no possibility of overload. I wish I had a remote control for life. I'd rewind to a few years ago, before all the worries crept in my head. I'd never fast forward. No way. I'd just hit mute or pause. No more chatter. Yeah. Just mute and pause. That's all I need.
I'm not good at rugby, or cricket, or basketball, any sport really. I love acting and singing, but I'm not good at those either. To fit in, you gotta be good at something. My brain ticks over, but not as fast as I should for all the crap I'm expected to learn at school. And I'm not a people person. I'm super funny in my head, but the humor always gets lost on the way out. I've got just enough testosterone not to get beaten up all the time, but not enough to do anything with it. School's constantly pushing us to strive for excellence. Problem is, the more you try, the more you see the massive gap between what's possible and what's real. It's like eating healthy food, exercising all the time, taking vitamins even, and everyone's having a growth spurt but you. Suddenly you realize you're never gonna grow as much as you want, cause you're just not made that way. Effort doesn't always equal reward, except maybe for Mason. He's smart, sporty, seriously good looking. I'm not good looking. Any tool can see the guy's genetically blessed. Only one more term till he and his perfect genes graduate, but there will be another Mason next year. There always is, just to remind me of everything I'm not. Just like everyone else at the school. Listen to the same music, watch the same shows, crack up at the same memes, so how come I'm never invited to the good parties? How come no one wants to hang out with me? I'm Aussie born and bred, but to everyone else, I'm Vijay, the Indian guy. I'm walking the tightropes between East and West, trying to fit in at school while respecting my parents and traditions. Mom means well, but she is the queen of mixed messages. She's forever telling me, Vijay, you're only in year 9. It's too early to think about girls. Then she'll mention how wonderful it would be, how easy, if one day I just happened to meet a girl from Punjab. I didn't think arranged marriages were legal in Australia, except maybe on Married at First Sight. But she'll tell me there's plenty of time to figure out what you're good at. But in her next breath, she's saying, V, you need to study harder. How are you going to make your mark? Make my mark? I'm 14. I have other shit on my mind. Like, why haven't I grown in 2 years? When's my skin gonna clear up? Am I ever gonna get abs? Like Mason's? He's so cool, detached, like he's too good for this world. I wonder all the girls are after him. But what girl's gonna go for this? I don't even know how to talk to girls face to face. At school, they travel in groups, always whispering, rolling their eyes. It's so confusing. But I've got my eyes on this one girl, Rena. So I started a new training program, Snapchat, to build some social media muscle. A few days ago, I finally worked up the nerve and sent her a pic of my obese cat stretched out on the sofa watching TV. Everyone knows goats love animals. And sure enough, she replied. A spider on the wall just above her fairy lights. Half an hour of random pics later, I started Snapchatting a few other girls. And in no time, I had 20 streaks going. So I moved up to the next level, Messenger. Started with one word, hey. And Rena sent back the same with a smiley face. A good one, with the rosy cheeks. The great thing about emojis is they say so much in so little space. And everyone can understand them. It's the universal language. The other night, she asked me how I did on my English essay. So I sent her a pile of poo and scream emoji. And she sent back, ha ha ha. That went on for 4 lines. That's some serious laughter. Whenever I'm texting, The words flow. I'm funny, understanding, wise. I'm not that Indian guy with the strange lunch. I'm every guy. I'm a helping hand, a sounding board, a shoulder to cry on. I know exactly what to say, how to get girls to relax and tell me their problems. They're always asking for advice about some drama with their friends. Girls get so worked up over stupidest things. And when I tell them the easy fix, they say, I'm so wise and great to talk to. Listen to this. You're amazing. Love heart, love heart. And the love hearts are red, not some lame yellow or purple. That means it's legit. Rena and I were getting along so well online. I figured it was time to meet up outside the school, so I asked her to the movies. She replied straight away with emojis. Rolling on the floor, laughter ones. 22 of them. So I messaged, what's the matter? Did I do something wrong? But she blocked me. And all her friends blocked me. When I went up to her locker after the school, she held up her maths text as a shield. Like she was blocking me in life too. I'm such an idiot. How could I think Rena liked me? How could I think anyone liked me? And I don't even know who I am. Or what I want to be. And I'm just a guy who's good at nothing.
At the portrait gallery I went to with Nan last week, there was a huge black and white photo of an old woman sitting at a cafe. It was kinda gross, because rolls of fat were escaping everywhere, like sausage meat popping out of the casing. My brain was screaming, look away! But my eyes weren't listening. I voted that one for People's Choice, because a great photo captures your attention, makes you react. Nan didn't vote. Does Rena? Great portrait captures a person's essence, so how can anyone judge another person's photo? And I thought, oh my god, I love that word. Essence. I'm still trying to find my essence, but I don't know what I'm searching for. Is it a sparkle? Does it change all the time? I wish I could be put through a photocopier. I'd hit 60% reduction and voila, instant happiness. Because except for that old lady in the pic, it's skinny girls who have the biggest smiles on their faces. And they're everywhere. Skinny girls in magazines with stick legs and high heels carrying oversized handbags. Skinny girls on TV in string bikinis frolicking in the surf, showing off their thigh gaps. And they're online too. I mean, hello, have you ever checked out Instagram? All my friends have over 1,000 followers, and know how many I have? 396. But I've changed all that. Yep, you're looking at Nazi XO with, wait for it, 1,224 followers. Make that 1,228 followers. How did I do it? Well, it's funny, because I used to hate getting my photo taken, until I discovered these awesome apps to create a better version of me. I can change my hair, my clothes, even my eye colour. I mean, there's no point being on Facebook and Instagram if you look like shit, right? But with the right apps, anything's possible. There's even a formula. Photo, filter, caption. See, the trick is making the photos look natural, like you just happen to be out, and... Photo. My leg, beach in the background. Filter, cool breeze. Caption, summer days. Sun emoji, thumbs up. Photo, my lips with a glimpse of my bra. Filter, Mayfair. Caption, up close and personal, winky face. Photo, my butt. Photoshopped, obviously. Filter, black and white. It's all about the vibe. Caption, tongue out dollar emoji. So what if I'm only 13? It's not like anyone's gonna find out. No one even knows it's me. That's because I use a filter for all my pics. Enough so they look like me, but not enough that they look like me, if you know what I mean. Because why would I want to be me when I could be me? Nazi XO is perfect and everyone loves her. Check out these comments. Killer, knife emoji, flame, yum, tongue out emoji. Beauty. See, some social media expert came to our school the other day to tell all us girls to
Love our bodies.
But she would say that. She was fat. And just like all the other boring speakers, her idea of helping was to scare us into not doing anything. She went on and on about
Too much screen time leading to mental health problems.
all because of FOMO, fear of missing out. I so wanted to put up my hand and say, how about not being online leading to mental health problems? Like, the time I didn't have my phone for 3 days because the stupid phone shop took forever to fix my home button. And when I finally got it back, it was like, hello, what planet am I on? Because nothing I'm reading is making any sense. If I could be on my phone 24/7, everything would be okay. Except then this guy at school, VJ, sees I'm online and keeps chatting me up, calling for streaks. He started off nice, but now he's a bit weird. He's always sending these random pics of objects or messaging me trying to keep the convo going like no one ever taught him how to say bye. I don't know what he's thinking, but whatever it is, I'm not interested. I want the hot guy. I just don't know how to get him. Yet. Oh my god. Rock33's following me. And I'm not surprised. Nazi XO has the right essence. I'd want to meet up with her too. 33. I bet it's Mason. That's his number. Half my year has a crush on him. Yeah, he's 5 years older, but that won't matter when he's 21 and I'm 16. I know, I'll Snapchat him. Okay, guess it's not Mason. Or maybe it is. Maybe he has a second account too. It kind of looks like him, but it's hard to tell. All the pics are just pieces. A close-up of an eye, half a mouth, a knee. Ooh, nice pecs. And abs. Ooh. He wants more pics. Guess he likes what he sees.
Okay, so I used to be the it girl. You know, pretty, popular, smart, sporty. I'm not trying to brag, but my face and body fit the golden ratio. That's right, like the Fibonacci numbers. And inner beauty, well, that comes hand in hand, because when you look good, you feel good. I mean, if you had a choice of staring at a work of art all day or a pile of rubbish, you'd go for the art, right? That's why all the girls at school were always hanging off me. It was like my popularity was contagious. They think I don't see right through them, fawning over my every word. Oh, Mila, you're so funny. Except I'm not really. But that doesn't stop me from telling them some lame joke just to see their reaction. I still remember the first one I told them in year 3. Where did Napoleon keep his armies? In his sleeveys. Well, they threw their heads back and cackled. Allegra couldn't catch her breath. I thought she was having a heart attack. That's when I realised beauty is more than skin deep. It's power. I've always known I was pretty. Beautiful, everyone says, but I'm not stuck up enough to call myself that. I think I sensed it growing up. The looks, the attention, the jealousy, how all the girls copied me. My hair, my clothes, my expressions. How the guys would stare and then make up some dumb excuse to come and talk to me. How the teachers would nod and smile whenever I raised my hand in class. So, surprise, surprise. I was the one that always got the awards. The one whose photo was always in the school magazine. The one who got the lead in the play. The one who was always asked to speak at assembly. Like, if school was a TV show, then I was the star. Problem is, the show's been cancelled.
Perspective, Mila. You're thinking, right? You made it. You graduated. Take a load off. Enjoy your gap year before starting the adventure called life. What are you worrying your pretty little head about?
Well, I'll tell you what. First, I got my ATAR, and despite studying non-stop, I didn't even crack 90. So much for being smart. Stupid Allegra got 96. How is that even possible? Don't worry about scaling. Study what you love, you'll do fine. That's what all the teachers told us. So even though my scores were heaps better than Allegra's, she scaled way up with law and commerce. Why the hell I did drama, I will never know. And now, thanks to my crap ATAR, I can't get into any of the courses I want. And there's no way I'm gonna live at home. I can't live at home. My mistake? I fell for the big lie. The one school fed us year after year that if we worked hard, the rewards would follow. That if we stepped up, we'd be noticed. Hey Mason, if you're listening, you might want to give up already. Well, I stepped up better than anyone, so why can't I find a job? I've been to every store in the goddamn mall. Half the shopkeepers won't even talk to me. The others say check online as soon as they spot my resume. One snooty cosmetics lady just waved me off. I'm back towards Christmas. Yeah, sure. If I haven't starved to death by then. For 12 years, my head's just been crammed with all this useless stuff. Like, do I seriously need to know about tectonic plates? Or the periodic table? And what the hell is the fascination with Shakespeare? If I wanted to learn a foreign language, I would have just stuck with Japanese. And polynomials? Can barely remember what they are, let alone what to do with them. Every morning I wake up worrying about all the things I don't know. Like how to do a proper budget. Not the baby budget we learned in year 11. How to change the oil in my car. What to do when the lights don't come back on after I flick the circuit breaker. How to fix the washing machine when the inlet valve flashes red. How to act confident in the job interview, but not stuck up. How to cook something that doesn't involve pasta. How to deal with the guys that hang out the car window making sucking noises at me. If I opened a school, I'd teach these things, you know? Something useful for life. I can't talk to my parents about any of this. They're still stuck on planet delusion, ruled by me, it girl, ready to take on the world. Yeah, I know, if I'm so popular, then why the hell don't I just talk to my friends? Well, I would, but they're all in Europe right now. Allegra's parents are rich, so they funded her entire trip. Tessa's parents gave her $5,000, saying you only turn 18 once. The rest of my friends saved up from their crappy jobs the past few years. Well, I didn't have time for a job when I was in school because being me was a full-time job. Not that it's gotten me anywhere. In closing, Your Honour. Isn't that what I'm supposed to say? I watched a lot of Law & Order, you know. In closing, I'm suing my school for false and misleading behaviour, for not delivering on the rewards they promised. I'm suing my friends for using me to survive high school, only to go off and live life without me. And I'm suing my parents too, for leading me to believe that every crappy bit of artwork was award-winning, every song I sang was the voice of an angel, for telling me the sky's the limit. Well, the sky's not the limit. Reality's the limit. How would you feel if you just found out your 12-year investment was a sham? That there's no security for the futures you've been trading? That the payoff for your back-breaking work, stress and sleepless nights, sacrifices and second-guessing is no job and a head full of nothing? Yeah, I'm still pretty fucking stupid. Okay, this video is probably going to run way too long, so I'll leave it there. Please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment down below, especially if you've had the same experience. I reckon we've got a pretty good chance at a class action. See you next week!
She's pushy. always challenging me no matter what I do or say. I've tried to ignore her. Easier said than done when she's going at me 24/7. Worse. She's always wanting me to hang out with the girls. If she had her way, I'd be heading to the mall for the perfect brows, or watching a silk dress glide over her skin. Every hair standing on high alert. Every nerve cell tingling with a sense of longing. A sweet, sweaty jumble of confusion. People sneer and scoff. Or worse. A few weeks ago I got the shit beaten out of me after school, just because I let her have her way. Even with my face planted on the ground, I could see Mason in the distance, watching, then walking away. I wore my bruises as a badge of honor, of the line I drew in the sand long ago to protect her, to allow her true nature to flourish, to let the whole world see that I was proud to stand with her. Then the tide came in, like it always does, destroying everything in its wake, except the pain. It'll take more than an ocean to crush that. Just when I think I'm finally starting to understand who she is and what she wants, she confuses the hell out of me. Always trying to get me to do or say something that I just know is gonna add to the shit I'm already treading through. But I trudge ahead anyway. Drawn to her, deeper and deeper. No questions.
No questions.
No limits.
No limits.
Lately she's been getting feisty. I mean, really over the top. Screaming at me, calling me a fake. Saying I'm just some uptight arsehole like all the others.
Too concerned about what everyone else thinks.
Like last night, when she told me I was a shell. No guts at all. No substance. You're the fucking Hollow Man, she hissed. You disgust me. She was right. I'm a shapeshifter, masquerading as someone I'm not. When she was done, I couldn't do or say anything. I couldn't pull back my shoulders and stand tall. My spine hunched forward, each vertebra curving instinctively to hide myself from her.
Then this morning, when
I was still trying to process last night's mood shift, she's oozing apologies, beckoning me forward. The glint in her eyes growing bigger and brighter. Each word brought us closer. I hadn't heard that kind of excitement in her voice in ages. The freedom. The release, as she kept calling it. How everything would be so much easier. Better. Our bodies as one. The desire. Explosive. Unimaginable. Something in her voice, in her eyes, was different. Urgent. Like her survival depended on what I did next. That's how I knew. The time had come. I've waited my whole life, wondering if I'd recognize the moment when it finally arrived. All those close calls flooded back. The sense of being so near yet so far. The emptiness that crept in each time I stepped to the edge, too petrified to fling open my arms and leap. To float outside myself. But this time, I was being pulled towards an energy so natural, so right, that I finally felt centered. And I knew I wanted that feeling all the time. I needed it. To breathe it in, to feel alive. I ran to Mum, telling her it was time. She burst into tears, big gulping sobs, screeching. Her hand was reaching for me, but I didn't take it. I couldn't take it. Because she was trying to hold on to a piece of herself, to her past. She told me I was just confused, that there were people who could help me. I laughed. Because in that moment, her desperation for a cure, as she kept calling it, suddenly struck me as funny. That she thinks I have some sort of mental illness because I don't fit into a box. If my head's fucked, I told Mum, it's not because of who I am, it's because no one will let me be who I am. She collapsed to the floor, her legs folding in slow motion, crushed by the weight of truth. Dad didn't say anything. He just stared at me, riveted to the spot by contempt. His eyes narrowed, small and dark like black pebbles, robbed of all emotion, as if the fatherhood part of his heart had just detached. The man who had patted me firmly on the back when my tears came, unable, maybe just unwilling, to show emotion when I was bruised and defeated by him and all the people like him who expect me to be someone I'm not. We didn't move or speak. Our truths enveloped us, parallel curves unable to converge. Then she screamed. A howl of anguish ripping through me like a shard of glass. Mum and Dad stood united, their ears and minds closed, oblivious to the deafening noise coming from the woman standing right in front of them. The woman with the sparkle in her eyes pulling me towards her, crying that it was time, that there was no other choice, no other way for her to survive, that she was my future, that her body was my body, its curves, its edges, that she is me.
I never liked roller coasters. My brother Robbie used to drag me on this big one at Funland. This dodgy carnival that always sprung up around Christmas. We'd tear around the bends, strapped in a heap of metal, flying through the loop-de-loops, climbing up, shitting ourselves before the final plunge. When we'd walk off still spinning, Mum would shove coins in Robbie's hand for another go. Like she needed a break from us that bad. Robbie reckoned she was half hoping we'd fly off the track. That way she can get her old life back. When I wasn't a frickin' maid picking up your crap all the time, reading that shit book about the turtle who was too goddamn slow he never got anywhere just like you used to. Maybe that's why I loved all those sappy TV movies around Christmas. You know the ones I'm talking about? Where all the kids got brand new toys. And families would sit around a massive table with the perfect golden brown turkey right in the centre. All the cousins would be there singing Christmas carols and everyone knew all the words. Someone would have learned an old-fashioned lesson and after dinner they'd head outside and make angels in the snow or the world's best snowman with a carrot nose and a little pipe. Don't you love happy endings? I don't. There was no coal in our house on Christmas morning, but there was no presents either. Mum was usually passed out on the sofa with a bottle nearby. Sometimes two. One year I found her on the floor covered in vomit. Uncle Pete said she's lucky she didn't choke and die. I've never told anyone this before, but sometimes I wish she did. That way I can get off this roller coaster so I can live somewhere else. because anywhere is better than home. When I was little, television was my escape. All the families were so supportive, so nice. Didn't take me long to see mine came up short. But then I got older and I worked out that TV families are bullshit. That this is the real world and I better get used to it. All my friends are always whining about the stuff that they didn't have, so I figured their lives suck just as much as mine. The more I got to know them, to hang out where they live, to meet their brothers, parents, sisters, sometimes even their grandparents, I could see that their lives were just like the ones on TV. In full colour. I mean, even the parents who split up were still talking to each other. My life's in black and white. I've never even met my dad. Mum said he didn't want anything to do with her or Robbie or me, and there is not a goddamn thing we can do about it. My friend Freya's always saying her mum's such a bitch, but I reckon she's the bitch. Always telling her mum to fuck off whenever she asks about school or anything really. Like the other day, Freya got all worked up, crying, shouting, storming out of the kitchen. Mum turned to me and smiled, but it was an awkward smile, like she couldn't move her bottom lip properly. She said, "Lexi, do you ever talk to your mother like that?" I laughed, even though it wasn't funny, because my mother would kill me if I ever talked to her like Freya did. I told her, Mum doesn't ask about school or anything really. Her eyebrows went up, and her sigh was so deep I could feel her breath. I explained, Mum's not around much, and when she's around, she isn't really there anyway. Her eyes started to water, so I handed her a tissue and said, "It's fine, I'm 17, I can look after myself." She just shook her head and patted my hand. She told me how brave I was to share all that. The moment she said brave, something really funny happened. Bottom lip started quivering and suddenly didn't really feel very brave at all. Told her everything that's been bottling up inside, how I'm not good enough, how Mum's better off without me, how Dad doesn't even want to know me, how Mason's been getting all intense lately to forever to reply to my text, and when he finally does, he just talks shit like he doesn't even want to be with me. I told her I feel like I'm a piece, a fragment that's missing all the good bits, but I don't know where to find the rest. Parts that I need to work properly. But they wouldn't fit anyway. When I finally stopped talking, Freya's mum said nothing. She just stared at me. And smack in the center of her eye, I could see my reflection, except it didn't really look like me. And I wondered, is that how everyone sees me? She reached out for my hand and squeezed it gently at first, then tight like she needed to hold on. She said I can talk to her anytime, but she said there's people I can talk to who are professionals who can help deal with everything that I'm feeling. So she tore up a piece of paper, scribbled a name and a phone number. That's why I'm here.
Last night when I showed my father my ATAR estimate, I honestly thought he'd crack open the champagne. But instead his mouth formed a straight line, all because I was 1 point off max. "I didn't raise you to come second best," he said, and then he shoved the slip back into my hand. He said it was crunch time. I better hit the books. What does he think I've been doing for the past 12 years? And now Lexi's hassling me when I don't reply within 30 seconds, carrying on about how she just has to get out of the house and how I have to take her somewhere. She is so insecure. Ever since that photo was snapshotted all over school last week. The one of my abs that the little sneak took when I whipped my shirt off after training. Rena, yeah, I think that's her name. Girls get the shits when guys give her a number, and yeah, it's not too enlightened us to say that she's a 9 or she's a 6.5 at best, but that doesn't stop them from shouting, "Mason, show us your abs." Girls are always going on about how they're limited by society, by men. But we're typecast too. Men drive trucks, men play sport, men swear, men roar, men are strong, men don't cry. Men don't ask for help. This just in from Lexi the drama queen. I can't do this anymore, Mace. You're so self-absorbed, you can't make room for anyone else. I used to pretend that everything was okay, you know? I'd tell myself I was just having a crap day, that things could only get better. But I'm not as strong as you think. The darkness, it's crept up on me over the months and the years, like a bad headache, the kind you think that will go away if you keep your mind off it for a while, but it never went away. It got worse, it just got much worse. And last year I saw a school counsellor, and that helped for a while. He was always going on about resilience and telling me life is full of ups and downs, as if I already didn't know. But resilience feeds off freedom. So how can I recover? How can I bounce back when everybody is scripting my life? Hurry, you'll be late for work. When everybody wants a piece of me. When every day is an effort, an endless horizons of deadlines, expectations and false promises. Hurry, you'll be late for work. Have you studied for your exams? You put petrol in the car. You need to put petrol in the car. You never go out anymore. Biggest lie of them all is when you're an adult you get to do what you want. Now that's bullshit. I turned 18 last month and nothing's changed. Nothing. I've sacrificed heaps to make my dad proud, given up on things I want to do, spent time doing things I don't want to do, and you know what's strange? The craziest part is that I'm so used to it I can't even tell which one's which anymore. Every day I wake up, it's the same shit all over again. And why? So I can get into the best uni and land a top job? So I can work my ass off making money to buy things that I don't need? So I can take on more responsibilities that will keep me so busy and so stressed that I don't know my own family? Like him? You used to say, deep breath, don't give up, honey. Everything will be okay. You're not here anymore, are you? I can hardly remember your voice. How could you give up so easily? A whole school photo came out today. That's me, front and center with my leadership smile switched on, surrounded by nearly 1,500 beaming faces. And I've never felt so lonely and useless. I'm a fraud. Nikki was getting beaten up, and what did I do? I walked away. I'm oblivious. No, we're all oblivious. You scratch the surface, but there's no solid core. It's veneer all the way through. We're drifters, moving all the time, too busy to look beyond ourselves. Can anyone put down their fucking phone and really see me? Maybe they're too afraid to be still. Because maybe then they'll have time to think, and then they'll realize how meaningless their lives are too. They call it the black dog, but it's not a dog. A dog can be cute, cuddly, loyal. A dog can help you find your way home when you've lost direction, when there's no clear path. This is a wolf, a savage beast that attacks, sinking its teeth to get in the insides, leaving nothing but mangled bones. I am a black hole, a star that has collapsed upon itself, sucking in all light. I've been tired for so long that I don't even know what it's like to feel good, to be normal, to sleep when you're supposed to and wake up looking forward to the day, to the things you'll be doing, to the people you'll be seeing, looking forward to your future. Problem is when you get used to the darkness, the lumpy weight molds to your shape like a well-worn coat that you can't possibly take off. Because it's cold. It's so cold. And it's heavy. And I can't breathe. Is this how you felt? That everything was too hard? Or were you just tired of hurting? I'm tired of hurting too.
Mr. Trioli? Sir?
Oh, I'm sorry. Please.
Lunch break is over. Should I head back to class now?
Of course. Thanks for coming in, and just remember, when you're ready, I'm here to listen.
Thank you, sir.
Anytime.